Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry episode 5. So last time we were having discussions on maybe what happened on the guest house where George, Jessica, Maria and Rosa died. And then afterwards, Natsui went to a guest room. Yes, for her to go into the closet because she was ordered by the man that is pretty much like stalking her, the one calling her. So let's see what happens today. And it seems like Hideyoshi is here. Let's see. The voice was Hideyoshi's. I heard that quiet voice as though he was talking to himself, coming from what was probably the hallway. I apparently had thought it was locked and tried to unlock it, but had ended up locking the unlocked door instead. Once again, there was a sound of lock turning and now the door opened with a faint sound. Why is Hideyoshi-san in this room? Footsteps sounded like his that came in and there was the sound of him closing and locking the door behind him. Then came what seemed to be the sound of him setting the chain. Don't tell me Hideyoshi-san, or Hideyoshi-san I mean, is a mastermind. Or else an accomplice. Is he planning to do something to me in this room? It would take some time to unlock the door from this side, much less remove the chain. If Hideyoshi-san doesn't intend to let me escape from here, he won't give me enough time to undo the chain. In that case, if he opens the closet door and sees me crouching here pathetically, just what kind of fearsome words will he say? I don't want to be found. I don't want to be found. I beg you, pass right on by the closet door. Please keep going to the center of the room. My head was so filled with a throbbing sound that it felt like it was about to explode and I almost missed hearing his noisy footsteps. Okay, what is he doing here? So when I heard a clunking sound coming from the center of the room, I finally realized that he'd passed by the closet and was deeply relieved.
念のためや。どうせこの天気じゃ夜と変わらんわ。
What? Just in case in this weather, it's pretty much night out there anyways. As he whispered, he did something that made a clunking sound. He was probably closing the shutters on the windows. Just in case. In case I tried to escape out the window? No, that can't be it. That's right. When I left the parlor, everyone was talking about possibly taking a break. After all, several murders have occurred, and the weather is bad. There'd be nothing abnormal if someone chose to rest in a guest room here instead of returning to the guest house. In that case, locking up and closing the shutters to guarantee safety is the proper course of action to take. When he finished closing the shutters, there was a thunk as though he'd flopped over on the bed. It was surprising how much of the situation could be grasped just by the sound. What is going on here? Did a man from 19 years ago plan all this out to put me and Hideyoshi in the same room? No, that probably isn't true. He probably planned on me hiding here. But Hideyoshi-san coming to take a rest here must have been outside the scope of his plan. Thinking about it that way, having him in the room might be odd. But it also might guarantee my own safety. Unlike his wife, Hideyoshi-san is the kind of person I can talk to. I mean, Hideyoshi is much more calmer, and I think he's much more easier to talk rather than when you talk to Ava. Ava would just trash you, and yeah, Ava has a history of pretty much bullying Natsui already, right? So Natsui cannot really talk to Ava because yeah, Ava's just gonna undermine her, whatever she says. If Ava-san comes, things will probably get complicated. True. Imagine that. Hideyoshi was first in the room, and then Ava comes, and then Natsui comes out of the closet, and it's gonna be like, what the hell is this? Maybe I should slip out of this closet now while he's still alone. reveal everything to just him and ask for help. But if I do that, my husband might be killed. Until my husband is released, I shouldn't do anything rash. Should I go out and talk or hide in here? Moaning from my headache and biting my lower lip, I resisted the urge to crawl out of here. Even if I talk with Hideyoshi-san, I don't know where my husband is being held. I'm sure the traitor who is observing me is nearby. Just talking to him won't solve anything. Or everything. I suspect that Shannon is the traitor, but that's no proof that Goda and the others aren't. It's all useless. I guess leaving here and confessing is too dangerous after all. Eventually, I heard a strange sobbing noise. Whose voice was it? I strained my ears trying to hear that strange voice, and was shocked to discover that it was Hideyoshi weeping. Why, he's crying? Hideyoshi, who had lost his only son, was finally able to shed tears and cry now that he was all alone like this. Okay. Thinking that he needed to support Ava in her distress, he acted as though he alone was standing for him. Yeah. When they saw George die, I think... No, we saw the reaction, right? For him, he's like saying like, oh, this is so bad, this is, but he didn't cry like how Ava cried though. So now he's releasing his emotions. Was it, or is he releasing it though? Let's see. However, he has as good a right to cry as anyone. And now that he's found a place where no one can see his tears, he finally let himself do it. And I've lost my daughter as well. I haven't seen her corpse with my own eyes, so it still doesn't really feel like she's dead. But if the one who carried her off was the culprit, he had some repulsive motive for doing it. Just thinking about it makes it feel as though my chest will tear itself apart. The reason I'm hiding in here now is that I'm thinking more about my still living husband than my dead daughter. But if I were given a chance, I'd be wailing at the top of my lungs too. However, I still cannot let myself do it. It isn't because the man from 19 years ago told me to hide. It's because I am the final head of the Oshinomiya family. It's been completely overshadowed by the recent uproar. But last night, the butler-kun found the hidden gold and even gained the head's ring from that mysterious envelope. At the very end, when it's all over, I probably won't be able to prevent his ascension as the head. And when everything regarding the distribution of the inheritance is revealed, the Oshinomiya family honor and glory passed down from father will plummet to the earth. And whose fault is that? You guys' fault. So I am the final head. Butler-kun will probably inherit the remaining wealth of the Oshinomiya family. However, its history and honor will end with my generation. Therefore, I am the final head. I must not cry. Not yet. Until I get my husband back and avenge my daughter, I will not be allowed to shed tears. In the closet, I silently hung my head. As I listened to Hideyoshi-san's sobs, can we hear what he's saying though? Huh? My heart leapt. I heard a sound that must have been Hideyoshi-san, who had probably been lying prostrate in the bed, bounding to his feet. Did he notice me? He was clearly in a struggle with someone. Who on earth could it be? No, it doesn't matter who it is. It's probably the culprit, and they're probably trying to take Hideyoshi-san's life. Shouldn't I jump out of here and help him? If I can't help him, shouldn't I call for help? No, but if I do something like that, I'll be questioned about why I was hiding here. However, Hideyoshi-san gets killed like this. No, now isn't the time to be saying that. At this rate, he'll certainly be killed. I'll jump out of here and help him right now. But if I do that, even if I can save Hideyoshi-san, I might be abandoning my husband's life. Hideyoshi-san's life and my husband's life. How sinful it would be to try and weigh those against each other. At a time, there was a loud sound as the door opened and the chain pulled tight. Someone was trying to open the door despite the chain being set.
あなた、私よ。
Was Ava?
開けてくれる？
エヴァ
Oh, someone was inside already the room. Okay.
あなた？何？どうしたの？あなた！ここを開けて！これ開けて！開けてあなた！誰か！
She opened and closed the door over and over again with all her might, but of course she couldn't snap the chain. Ava-san called for help in a loud voice and raced through the hallway. By the time the room had settled back into silence, and that earlier sense of Hideyoshi being in a noisy struggle had disappeared completely. What's going on here? So right now I'm in the same room as the murderer who killed Hideyoshi-san. In that case, the culprit should try to escape from the room as soon as possible. So why are they hiding in here? I haven't heard anything. Nothing that might have been the culprit who attacked Hideyoshi-san rushing away. No matter how much I strain my eyes, I can't sense anyone in the room. In fact, it's so silent that it makes what happened just a second ago feel like an illusion. In other words, does this mean that the culprit is hiding his breath? Standing just outside the closet? Waiting for me to stumble out? I don't even know what should I be scared or what I should be scared of anymore. If only I could just melt away into the darkness of this closet. Dude, honestly, what is happening? Would Hideyoshi just be pretending, or is someone actually there? If someone is actually there, and then yeah, they might be that culprit might be caught finally. Because remember, they said that, or the rules are there cannot be any like hidden doors or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. I must remain in this room any longer, or I mustn't. Sorry. I get the feeling I have to worry more about. I have more to worry about than just my personal safety. But what should I do? I don't even know if it's a good idea to leave this closet. Eventually, the clamor of many rushing footsteps approach. Could you even get out of this closet now? People are gonna blame you 100%. 100%. I'll hold my breath again and melt away into the darkness of the closet. Ava dashed back, bringing with her everyone. Goto was gripping some wire cutters to cut the chain with. After trying to open the door again and again and confirming the chain was still set, she yelled through the crack in the door.
早くそれで切断して。
はい。
Goto stuck the large wire cutter, which looked like it could slice off a whole finger, through the cracked door. and easily severed the chain.
あなた
As soon as it was severed, Ava pushed Goda aside and dashed in. The others tried to follow her, but they bumped into Ava, who had fallen to her knees, moaning. So even though they couldn't tell much of what was going on inside the room, they could tell by Ava's moans that they were too late.
なんてこった。
南條先生主人を見て早く
今見ます。
嘘だろ。秀吉おじさんが休むって出てって10分かそこいらだってのに。
お風呂場には誰もいない？
はい。誰もおりません。
なんということでしょう。
残念だが手の施しようがない。
Nanju stood up, hanging his head sadly. It was only natural, because anyone, even if they weren't a doctor, would think that at a glance. What did he say? Oh, okay. Really though, really. Did honestly, yes, as we go through this game, I cannot believe every single thing that's happening anymore. Like, I'm doubting it now. Like, bring out Erica. Let her check this if it's real or not. She's the detective, right? Yeah, let her come here and then let her say it that Hideyoshi's gone. Hideyoshi was lying face down in the bed and stuck deep into his back was something like a blade with an intricate demonic design on it. When they eventually, or Ava, pulled it out with all her might, they could tell that it wasn't a blade but some kind of stake. Oh, so there was a stake again. And its sharp tip had penetrated nearly 15 centimeters in. It had probably dug deep into his lungs. If it had been stuck in any harder, the tip might even have pierced all the way through the surface of his chest. So he was stabbed in the back?
だから待っててって言ったのにどうして一人で先に行っちゃったのよ。バカ
多分犯人は俺たちが油断してばらけるのを待ってたんだろうな。
ちくしょうめ、まだ血が足りねえってのかよ。
やはりこの屋敷のどこかに隠れていて私たちを狙っているのでしょうか。
それよりおかしいわ。この部屋は戸締まりが完璧なのよ。
Okay, but there's something strange here. The doors and windows to this room are completely sealed. I mean, didn't Hideyoshi close it now?
確かに。
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, behind Kanon. You see that earlier it was not like that. Now it's closed. Fully closed, I mean.
鎧戸も全て閉まってますし、扉にはさっきまでチェーンが。
それはおかしいではありませんか。それじゃ犯人はどうやってこのお部屋の秀吉様を襲ったというんですか。
You have windows like that? I don't know you could have windows like that. Like there's the window itself that you can open, and then outside there's like some shutters. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that in my life. It's either one, only one of them, not both at the same time.
扉の隙間からこの杭を投げて刺したとか。
Dude, no one can throw a stake. A human at least can throw a stake through a cracked door that would pierce someone 15 centimeters in.
その隙間から秀吉さんのベッドは完全に死角よ。銃を使ったって殺せやしない。おかしな話になったわ。密室殺人よ。
密室殺人？
そうと決めつけるのは早いぜ。風呂場の天井を外して天井裏に逃げたとか、あるいは鎧戸が実は外からでも閉められるとかな。
鎧戸は
Okay, here comes Erica.
外からはびくともしませんでした。今確認してきました。
エリコ。
It's no wonder everything felt so quiet and relaxed. At some point, Erica had split from the group. Just now, she had finally arrived and poked her face in from the hallway. When she heard that a crime had occurred in his room, she had watched everyone rush towards her room but circled around to the outer wall herself. And she had gone all by herself to check that the shutter was down on the window, that you couldn't do anything with it from the outside, and that there was nothing outside of the ordinary.
室内は案の定お約束で？
そういう言い方はねえだろ。
お悔やみ申し上げます。で、室内の状況は？
扉にはチェーンがかかっていて、私たちは切断して入ったわ。
そして窓には全て鎧戸。しっかり内側から施錠されてる。
奥は何を揉めてるんです？
Ava was arguing with Nanjo about something. Apparently, she wanted to carry the corpse to the parlor. Nanjo tried to calm her, saying that they should leave the crime scene as untouched as possible until the police came. Can't Erica check on Hideyoshi if he's actually gone? Because yes, Erica cannot be the culprit because she's the detective, right? So can she just check it right now?
ジョージたちの死体はそうしたらどうなったの？犯人にどこかへ持っていかれちゃったのよ。犯人は殺すだけじゃ飽き足らず、遺体にまで何か無体なことをするつもりなのかもしれない。だからダメ。ここへ主人を一人ぼっちで残していくなんて絶対ダメ。
Ava does have a point. After all, the victims before now have all been carried away after we were shown their terrible wounds.
エリカちゃん、現場をそのままで保存したいだろうが、今回はちょいと折れてもらうぜ。
どうぞご勝手に。私にとって興味があるのは金蔵さんの書斎よりはるかにまともな密室が出現したことだけです。死体には興味ありませんので、どうぞご自由になさってください。
Butler's expression was clearly unhappy, but she ignored him completely.
搬出していただいて結構ですよ、死体。あ、それとも私が邪魔ですか？
Erica backed away from the door to open a path. She showed no trace of any sadness for the dead. Her eyes simply blazed with thoughts of this closed room murder that had appeared. In any event, the great detective had given her permission. Ava and some others wrapped Hideyoshi up in sheets, and Goda and Rudolph carried him out. Okay, this, again, like this, wrapped up in sheets. The sheets were quickly stained red. It was so painful to see Shannon and Kumasawa strip the blanket off the bed to further cover the corpse.
ほら、どきやがれ。
どいてますよ。
客前運ぼう。
はい。
あなたあなた
いいこと？みんな。これからは常に団体行動よ。絶対に孤立してはダメ。
犯人は源氏さんを襲った時点でマスターキーを得ているはずだ。世情がもはや安全を保証しないことは明白だぜ。
しかしチェーンまでされていたのにどうやって。
不可能だ。鎧戸もチェーンロックもしっかりかかっていた。マスターキーがあったってあの部屋に押し入るのは不可能だ。
きっとベアトリーチェ様の仕業ですよ。
ベアトリーチェ様のはずありません。碑文は解かれ、すでに儀式の意味は失われたはず。
わかるものが。こんなの魔女にしか不可能だ。
魔女にしか不可能ですか。
Impossible for anyone except the witch.
グッ
Good.
ド、いい響きです。
エリカちゃん、話を聞いてる？私たちはこれから全体行動って決まったわ。
I mean, she's listening, alright.
私たちはまず秀吉さんの遺体を客前運ぶ。探偵ごっこはそれからにしない？
When she heard the words playing detective, Erica grimaced visibly. Then everyone stumbled out and she took a single step into the now empty guest room, looked around and burned that scene into her eyes. Erica claimed to have a photographic memory. If that was true, those few seconds were more than enough for her. Later on, she could sip black tea in the parlor while perusing the photograph of the scene inside her memory, playing the part of an armchair detective. Then suddenly her eyes stopped on the closet off to the side. No. A closet for hanging overcoats. Natsuhi? Like, yeah, it's so weird though, right? Not even one person checked the closets. They checked the room, or no, they checked the bathroom. They did not check under the bed. They did not check the closet. Like, what? Come on. If it was large enough to fit a coat on a hanger, a person should be able to hide in it. Slowly, Erica stretched her hand out towards the closet. Oh, is she gonna get caught? Oh! Erica's shoulder was grabbed roughly from behind.
行くぜ探偵さん。団体行動を乱すなって修学旅行で習わなかったか。
私が旅行に行くと必ず人が死ぬってお約束がありまして。
ほら、何してやがるガキども。早く来い。
Rudolph told him to hurry. After clicking her tongue and glaring at the closet, Erica followed the butler back to the parlor for the time being. The sound of their footsteps finally faded. That time of terror when I feared that even dripping of the cold sweat covering my cheeks might be noticed had finally ended. With my hand that I still couldn't stop trembling, I slowly opened the closet door and dashed out into the hallway. That honestly, I would have wanted Natsui to get caught there. It would have been much more. I would have been much more interesting scene, I guess, because Ava is just gonna get angry much more, right? She's gonna just shout at Natsui. That would have been fun to see, but it did not happen. It's okay. No one's found me. Still, it's a good thing they didn't lock the door. If they had, I wouldn't be able to lock it behind me after I left, and they'd find that suspicious. Anyway, I should leave this place. Then I'll return to my room and pretend that I was sleeping the whole time. Yes, if I don't get back soon, a new murder has occurred. They'll probably try to tell me about it. And they'll probably do it shortly after they carry Hideyoshi-san's corpse back to the parlor. I can get around a phone call by saying I was asleep and didn't notice, but if they come knocking directly, that'll be bad. I have to get back quickly before they try to force their way in. I don't know whether I should run all out noisily, hide my footsteps and walk in secret, or walk around normally as though nothing has happened. At the very least, it'll be bad if I bump into them on their way back to the parlor. Anyway, I'll head to my room at a quick pace without being noticed by anyone. I pass through the hallway to the lobby. If I go up the big staircase in the lobby, my room is just a little bit...
Natsushi-san?
Oh, Erika is waiting. Gotcha. Just as she was about to go up the large staircase, Natsui heard Erika call out to her. Honestly, I would have just tried and faked it, right? And then just go straight to the parlor and say like... but yeah, then again, they would just blame her, right? They would just say, where were you? Are you really inside your room that whole time? I mean, I guess, yeah, you could say that. And was so surprised that she visibly jumped.
ちょうど今からあなたにも知らせに行こうと思ってたんです。
それはありがとうございます。それで何かありましたか？
今、夏日さん、階段を登ってました？夏日さんの部屋って上ですよね。
Erika coldly pointed out this strange fact. Natsui cursed her bad luck.
寝つけなくて客間に戻ろうとしていたのですが、自分の部屋に鍵をかけたか不安になり戻ろうとしたのです。心配性なのでよくあることです。気にしないでください。
ああ、よくありますよね、そういうの。記憶力に自信のない人にありがちな癖です。
Normally, since Erika was clearly making fun of her, Natsui might have looked annoyed. However, right now, Natsui was extremely relieved to hear Erika admit this sort of thing happened a lot.
エリカさんこそお一人でどうしたんですか？
例の客室を調べようかと思いまして。
客室？
大変なことになったじゃないですか。現場検証は私の権利ですので。
Erika's probing gaze peered deep into Natsui's eyes. She could tell. Erika already suspected Natsui. Judging by the subtle nuance in her words, she must be planning to make me slip up and reveal that I know about the crime with Hideyoshi, when I supposedly haven't been told about it yet. Natsui played dumb and asked what had happened again.
何か？
いえ、何でも。また最初の事件の繰り返しですね。
A repeat of the first crime. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar, right? Someone died again like that? But yeah, it's only one this time though. Isn't it supposed to be two people?
どういう意味ですか？
またあなたは自筆で。そして今回もそのアリバイを証明できないわけですよね。
おっしゃっている意味が分かりません。逆を言えば私が自室にいなかったことをあなたこそどう証明されるわけですか？
おや、そうきましたか。ならばそれはおいおい。鍵は後にしてください。皆さんに重大な話があります。
鍵を確認したら戻ります。先に始めていてください。
秀吉さんが殺されました。その件についてです。
Wait, what? Okay. She had planned on using the need to check her lock as an excuse to escape to her own room, after which she would claim to have a sudden headache and stay in bed for the rest of the time. However, now that she had been informed of Hideyoshi's murder, it would be clearly suspicious to postpone that and escape to her room. She was already under suspicion just because she'd been seen heading up the stairs to the second floor. She couldn't afford to do anything else suspicious. Natsuhi gave up and headed for the parlor as Erika had urged her to do. When she opened the door to the parlor, Ava's sobs poured out, and everyone glanced at Natsuhi with grave faces. I mean, yeah, because in this situation, everyone was pretty much with each other, right? And then yes, Hideyoshi went away for a bit, and then he was found dead afterwards. Dead, let's say dead, I'm not really sure. And then yeah, Natsuhi, she was the one separate from them. Her saying that she was going to her room, but in fact she was in the closet. So how can, yeah, no one is gonna really believe her, and they will find her very suspicious. Those gazes almost made it look as though they suspected Natsuhi. I mean, like, come on, obviously. It was not painfully apparent to Natsuhi. This must have been what that man was after. It was a trap to create a baffling closed room mystery and try to frame her for it. However, she couldn't have resisted. She couldn't sacrifice her husband's life. And while it's true I hid in the closet, that's all I did. I definitely haven't committed murder. I might be extremely suspicious, but I am not the culprit. And most importantly, I am not under suspicion yet. I'll tell the police everything. I'll have to endure until then. I'm sure one of the servants is the traitor. Even in a situation like this, if I mention my husband being held hostage, the culprit will hear and might use it as an excuse to kill him.
ちょうど夏日さんが戻ってきてくれました。全員が揃ったところで、私から皆さんにとても重要な話があります。
重要な話？
重要な話です。最初の事件からをすべて皆さんの前で整理したいと思います。
それなら他の皆さんとなさってください。私はそういうことは警察に任せるべきと思っています。関心がありません。
整理した上で重要なお話があるのです。あなたにも誰にも断る権利はありません。
Erika used her detective's authority to proclaim the start of an assembly. None of the pieces could disobey. Praying that she wouldn't become the topic of conversation, Natsuhi reluctantly sat on the sofa as she'd been urged to.
すみません。その扉閉めてもらえます？
はい。
Shannon and Kanon closed the door. Since it had been decided a short while ago to lock all the doors and windows carefully, Kanon locked it. That lock, which existed to protect the safety of this room, felt like a lock on a prison cell to Natsuhi, one that would hold her in place and prevent any escape. Natsuhi still hadn't noticed. Though Erika had gone into the corridor to check the crime scene in Hideyoshi's room, her goal had changed. In other words, from Erika's point of view, the sound of that lock was truly... Checkmate. Erika said that suddenly. Burncastle said that suddenly. Burncastle?
あら早い。何？もう犯人分かっちゃったの？まだ事件だって全然進んでないのよ。もう少し殺させていろいろと手がかりを集めればいいのに。さあラムダ、すべての駒を集めなさい。ここからが一番面白いんじゃない？思い切り楽しみましょう。お互いにね。どうかしらね。お手並み拝見と行くわよ。
24時のゲームセットを待たずにもう仕掛けてきたとはな。
Do you think she'd lay down the challenge without waiting for a game set at 24 or 12 a.m. midnight? What time is it? October 5. Okay, so p.m.
ベルンカステル教名。気の早い御人よ。
相当の早仕掛けですな。
Wait, what is it? Did I not understand it fully? Gather all the pieces. Now we're getting to the most interesting part. Okay.
この段階でもう勝てる算段があるとは。
So meaning, yeah, usually the game ends when we reach October 6th. Technically, when it moves to the next day, right? So, yeah, that's like 12 hours too early.
普段なら魔女の存在を主張するだけで勝てるけど、今回は夏日や金蔵や守るものが多いわ。面倒な戦いになりそうね。
面倒な戦い、大いに望むところよ。わらわの黄金の島でこれ以上の好き勝手はさせぬわ。受けて立とうぞ、ベルンカステル教。フルドエリカ。
In the Golden Land, endless rain continued to fall. Butler was nowhere to be seen. It would be very soon. Wait, it would very soon reach a time that Butler had joined in on the 5th game, and control of the pieces would be passed on to Butler. In other words, he would only be officially added to the game in this final stage, where Burncastle had pinpointed the culprit. So he had left the arbor a short while ago. Now the only ones in sight were Virgilia, who continued to knit silently, and Beata, who just sat there blankly amidst the smell of her black tea. Even putting the cup to her lips, Virgilia stopped knitting for a moment and looked out across the vast golden rose garden that extended as far as the eyes could see.
バトラ君は誰が犯人云々というだけのゲームなら、もう二度と屈することのない力を身につけたと言えるでしょう。第4のゲームまでであなたは全てのメッセージを彼に伝えています。つまりバトラ君はいつでも全ての真実に気づいてもよいということです。しかし彼には甘えがある。だからこのままゲームを幾百と続けたとしても永遠に解けはしない。 まるで青い鳥を探すかのように永遠にさまよい続けるだけ。
And that is you, Beatrice. It's the same for you. Even if this game continues hundreds more times, you will never reach the answer you seek for all eternity. Burn Castle will abuse this game without a doubt. Lambda Delta will also churn this game about with the utmost arrogance. At a glance, that may be humiliating and appear to you and Butler as though the game has been stolen from you. However, that is something the two of you need right now. To end Butler's naive softness. To end your hesitation.
だからあなたはあの二人を呼んだのです。あなたたちの永遠の拷問を終わらせるために。あの二人はあなたに勝利か敗北のいずれかを与えるでしょう。しかしそれはいずれであってももはや慈悲に満ちたものです。あなたにももうそれは分かっているはず。
Virgilia faced Beato, whom she had come to adore as a daughter, with cold eyes that she must not have shown often. It was like a gaze of a mother who, instead of cooking, silently urges their child to recognize their mistake.
ベアトリーチェ、あなたはいつまでそうして生
I think
きるでもなく
by the
死ぬ
end,
でもなく。
yeah, by the end of this episode, we'll probably get her back 100%.
天国に登るでもなく地獄に落ちるでもなく煉獄山の頂上でぼんやりとしているつもりなの。
Oh, she's making a sound now. Just a sound.
私はワルギリア、彼を煉獄山に案内し頂上のあなたのところまで連れてきました。そしてあなたはベアトリーチェ、彼の手を取って天国へ登るか彼を抱いて地獄へ落ちるか選ばなくてはならない。
Did you know that the discord called Purgatory, which lies in the gap between heaven and hell, is sometimes more torturous than even hell itself? On the gates of hell, it is written that you must abandon all hope. A human without hope can accept their suffering and give up. However, the residents of Purgatory have hope. A hope possibly reaching a heaven, a hope that cannot be abandoned. And it tortures them. Even in the depths of hell, no greater torture device exists than the single pin known as hope.
飛びなさい。煉獄の崖より淡く脆くてくだらない希望の未練ごとパンドラの箱を開け放ってしまいなさい。怖いでしょ。箱を開けるのは。
Beato was silent, but with a single tear she nodded slightly.
箱の中の猫は生きているのか死んでいるのか、それを確かめる時が来ました。死んでいる猫ならば早く供養して天へ登ってもらいなさい。生きている猫ならば早く餌を与えて全ての愛情を注いであげなさい。生き死にに関係なくあなたの猫箱は猫を永遠に冒涜しています。あなたが開くことを恐れた箱の鍵をあの二人が持ってきてくれましたよ。
Beatrice, it's time for you to die now. I hope. I hope that your heart is stopped by the hand of the person you desire. Who's saying this? Why, who's saying that? Is Virgilia? Did Virgilia say that? Or did I not just understand that one? Okay, we're moving a lot. It's gonna stop by... Oh, it did stop there. Midnight. We moved. So, I guess, yeah, the twilights are over. The events on the island is done. Is that it? Okay. Let's see what happens then. Why do we have like 2 bells now? Okay, what is this place? Predator. Okay, it seems like something is gonna happen. Like something very big. I mean, it did say the Great Court of Illusions. Okay. So let's see. Let's see how we're gonna try to investigate this. They're probably gonna explain a lot here, right? We're gonna find out. So, yeah. What happened to Hideyoshi? I don't know. Maybe he pretended, maybe he didn't. No one was there in the room except him and Natsui. Unless someone was hiding. Like say under the bed. Or maybe it was Natsui the one who did it. Or maybe Hideyoshi was just pretending. And then the others were also just pretending, right? That they find a stake there or found a stake. Because yeah, Erika didn't really check on Hideyoshi's body. When she came there, if I'm correct, it was already wrapped up, or not wrapped up technically, but it had already blankets over it. So yeah, then there was no, I guess, let's say red fruits at least then. So we'll find out, unless yeah, we get more red fruits that will cancel out our theories, and then we cannot really say what really happened there for now. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry episode 5 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.